What's up, Duderinos? Welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast, the show where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I still have the monitor on my headphones.
Yeah, I noticed you stuttered a little bit.
Well, because it's playing the audio of me back to me. It's slightly off.
Right.
So I am your Play One Brando. He is this podcast player too, Mike.
Hello.
I was going to say, are you going to say anything?
It just popped up on the...
Well, remember, it's a little delayed.
But it didn't do the intro.
Did you have your volume up?
No, you told me to turn it off.
I know.
Okay.
So, yes, it played. I heard it on my headphones. Okay. It's all good. Okay. We are still testing our whole streaming setup here.
So I have the phone set up here.
Yeah.
So that I can watch it and monitor.
Yes, exactly. So, with that being said, we do... thank everybody for their patience last week when we had the audio issue. Hopefully we got that fixed this week. I wore headphones beforehand.
To ensure that I wasn't stupid loud.
That, and then I wasn't stupid low. Because I had to go through and manually edit it each and every single freaking time.
Right.
But, man, we're so glad to be back here this week. We have the finals of the greatest controller of all time brackets. Of course, voted on by you guys, our listeners. And, of course, you and me have a vote, too, to play in this. I don't know if it's going to...
Did you add in our mystery vote from today?
I did. Yes, I did. Yes, okay. I did. We had a vote. This guy forgot to vote on our social medias, on Twitter and Game Addicts Play, and then Facebook Game Addicts Play, where we had it. We are going to do more of these, but maybe not for a little while. We'll let this sit.
Right.
You know, I kind of want to do a greatest console of all time. That would be great. I kind of want to do maybe some handhelds.
Huh? You said that would be great.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Indeed, Reno, it would. But, we have a pickup today.
Yeah, we both do. Same one. I had to check my notes to make sure. I had to make sure.
I was throwing it over to you, man. I'm like, hey, I'm going to let you take this one. So,
we do. We do.
Poor boy. Andrew Poor asked us on our Game Addicts page, are you guys picking up Spider-Man?
That would be a yes.
Well, and both of us indeed did pick up the game. Now, both of us were like, well, we would like to. First of all, we would really like to, but we don't know if we're going to be able to.
Right.
Funding being at what it is, we all have different budgets and everything going on. Of course, I still owe you like some monies for funding for this. I smacked my microphone, and then I still have to get like my license plate sticker. I hate buying those things.
I do too.
Why do we have to do that?
I don't know.
Stupid.
It's Indiana is like stupid expensive.
I know.
Like new vehicles are just astronomically high.
I know. Mine's like $217 for mine.
Cleven's was like $500.
Oh.
But Cleven also has like 10 vehicles, so
you're all right. But I mean. So we both picked up Spider-Man. I streamed on Twitch, where you can find this show right now live on Twitch at Game Addicts Play. I streamed there my very first impressions. That it is still there. However, it is no longer on YouTube. I put it up live on YouTube on Monday evening because I forgot to set it live on Monday morning, and it already got blocked worldwide due to there being random music in the game that they're like, nope, we own it. You can't do that. And I'm just like, son of a...
It's very unfortunate.
I'm getting very frustrated with posting gameplay videos on YouTube because this isn't the first time. This is the first time it's been blocked. Now, we haven't received any copyright strikes or anything, but the Metal Gear videos in a row have been like, yeah, we own that. We're going to put ads on that. And, of course, I appealed the first one, and I won. So I know I could do the second one, but it's like, do I even care? I don't because we're not making money off of YouTube. We probably never will make money off YouTube with how YouTube has changed because we're not – I mean, we're a podcast, and you can find this podcast here. I might actually upload this video, to there because I haven't been doing it. I haven't been doing that. But I've been very frustrated with that. So
We're gonna get a copyright infringement for showing Spider-Man.
well, I do have a picture up, and it's the same picture I used as the thumbnail, and then. The game, I've been playing it. I'm about 62% done, which is pretty. I'm like, man, I'm barreling through this thing.
50-ish.
But all right, so Mike, you and me have already kind of talked about it. So we're just gonna, me and you basically are gonna rehash our own very own conversation from like the other day.
Okay.
Gut reaction. How do you feel?
Gut reaction. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's amazing.
Is it spectacular?
I would say it's borderline spectacular.
So, the average of reviews online given an 8.7. Do you agree?
I think that is low. For what has been, from my experience on, I've watched the anime as a kid a lot. I've read some of the comics, This is a very well blend of both of those worlds put together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fluidness of the open world of Manhattan and all the little winks and nods they've put in there. I love it. I think it's done magnificently. I say 9.5 is like my low ball.
Really? See, I'm thinking 9 is my low. It's an awesome game, and it's definitely replayable.
Oh, yeah.
I really like how the story is really slow building.
Yes.
Some people I have kind of criticized that a little bit, how they don't just jump in, but you do jump in by taking on Kingpin, of course.
Yeah, right from the gate, your first boss is King.
Right. So that being said, I like how it then pulls the reins back, slows down a little bit, and then you're just kind of going through daily life as Spider-Man for a minute, and then the story starts slowly ramping up.
I love the way that he never walks anywhere.
Never.
And in every building that he visits frequently, he has a duffel bag with clothes. So basically, he walks up to the roof, puts his Spidey gear on, goes where he needs to go. Oh, yep, I need to change, and he pops back in and. There he is. So literally he wears like the same outfit in each area every time.
Pretty much. Yeah, kind of.
So, but that's Spider-Man. That's how he was.
I would say it's definitely, at lowest, it's a 9. And this is a must-buy if you're a PS4 owner. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's also a must-buy if you're a comic book fan. If you're if you're a Spider-Man fan at all, if you like the movies, there's something here for you. They do exactly what they did with the Arkham games, with what Rocksteady did, where they took the mythos of Batman, comic book, movies, TV, all that stuff, cartoon, mashed it up all together, and made their own verse.
Yep.
Made their own version of the verse. And Marvel, I read, was very supportive of them doing that and changing some stuff. Do this, maybe try this, do that. So they're bringing in characters that in a classic game you wouldn't necessarily see. Or maybe they're changing and they're tweaking this character. Like Mary Jane in this version is a little bit more tweaked and more, and she's always been like a strong character to have to put up with Parker, but she's even stronger in this game. I feel
right.
So
their interaction is fantastic.
Absolutely,
and the fact that you start off with them not talking.
Yes,
and then like she's like, "Are we just gonna act like that time hasn't actually?" Passed, and she literally falls right back into the routine before Pete does.
Right, and then
it's funny.
It's almost like on both sides they're like,
we want to do it, but
and then because on her side she's feeling, oh no, is this really happening? On his side he goes, is this really happening? They're both thinking the exact same thing,
right?
And that just shows you how much those two characters are really meant for each other.
Yeah,
but life and. Things like that.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
gets
kind of get in the way of that.
Yeah.
I'm really digging all the extra stuff you get to do. The island of Manhattan, with that being the only place where you're allowed to go in New York, is big enough.
It's very large.
They really did a good job of recapturing the overall look and feel of New York, minus the congestive traffic. There isn't too much of that.
Right.
But you can't overtax the system, so. You really can't do too much of that. I feel like there's just enough traffic for it to be.
There are some spots where it's really heavy.
Where it gets busy.
It gets really busy, but it's not, like downtown Manhattan would normally be,
right.
Where you would be nothing but cars and people walking down the road.
Right. For me, I kind of feel like I'm also digging, the fact that this isn't an origin story, that this is 8 years in. He hasn't dealt with Dr. Octopus. He hasn't dealt with Green Goblin. Those characters, their alter egos, are in the game, and you're interacting with them in a different manner, knowing what you know as a fan, what is coming for each of them. I just did a scene I cannot tell you about because I want you to experience it for yourself. You and me have already talked about this. The subtle hints of the change into Octavius.
Yes.
From Octavius into Octopus. Him being pushed, him being get the rug kind of cut out underneath his feet, him getting desperate. There's another layer they add into that, which is amazing. And it makes him vulnerable as a person. Like it really like makes him like Peter finds out something about him that he has not told anybody else, and it really makes him vulnerable, and it's really making him more driven than ever before to make this work.
Is it about his hand or his arm?
It's about I don't know if I want to say.
It's all right. I'm close. I'm literally like.
We are going to stay away from spoilers for this game entirely.
Yes.
It is Spider-Man, so it's like you kind of can probably predict a lot of it, but that doesn't mean it's not good to go through it. The whole middle scene, and I'm not going to say too many characters here, but there's a big award ceremony.
Yes.
And that scene is freaking phenomenal.
It is. It is.
It's so hard to dance around the subject, isn't it?
I mean, do we just do the spoiler alert? No? Let it go?
No.
All right.
No, this game hasn't been out for about a week.
All right, fair enough.
I want people to buy this game, and I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say that moment, the story was going good for me, and that moment had me gripping the controller going, I'm doing the next mission.
Yep.
And I'm going, like, I'm not going around, I'm not messing around with the other stuff. I'm going forward because I got to know what happens next.
Right after, because I stopped right at it, and I was roaming around, and you're like, do that mission now. Like, stop whatever you're doing.
Go home and do that.
That's the first thing you do.
Yes.
And I did it, and I was like, well, all right, I guess I'm doing the next mission. And then you get more information. You're like, crap, I got to do the next mission. And you just keep going and keep going. And then it kind of slows down a little bit. The pacing slows down a little bit, but I think that the pacing in the game is amazing.
I do too. I love the back and forth between Pete and the other characters like Aunt May and Octavius and MJ and some of the other characters that you get to meet in the game. That he's juggling like 3 different versions of his life.
Yep.
Like Pete's got to be here. Pete's got to be there. Spider-Man's got to be here. Spider-Man's got to be there. And it's hectic for him so much. Now, while we're still on Spider-Man, there is a VIP package revealed. It was revealed by a Marvel Studios producer. This is very limited, and I don't know even how you can even get your hands on this. I know they sent them to certain people.
What?
It's a care package. I will load this up. It was posted on Twitter.
Yeah, load it up because I can actually see it on my. Well, it'll take a minute or so to.
It will
catch up.
Well, considering that I've got to kind of go through and then save it and then load it in.
Right.
That does take just a momento. Here, I'll just go into this one and replace the Spider-Man image with it. How about that?
Okay.
It's pretty small. Hold on. I'll make it bigger. So, here, covering us up. So, it's a big, like, box. And in it is a Spider-Man PS4 and controller.
Oh, my God.
And you get comic books. And some of these comics are some of the stuff that inspired the game. Of course, right on front, you see Mr. Negative and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's a comic version of what's in there. You get the game. You get some other comics, so some older versions or older issues and whatnot that are also like very important to some parts of the game, or
right?
Whatever. And then they give you a little slip note of thanks, of whatever.
Where? How the hell do you get this?
I don't know.
I want this.
I do too.
Like, it comes in a little box that you flip open. There it is. It's coming up.
My buddy Jeremiah. from work who
Yeah,
watched.
Jeremiah got it. Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't get this.
Well, not this. No. He got
but he got the pro bundle, and
Yeah.
he actually watched me play a little bit on stream when I was streaming it. Or he said it was after it was over, but he watched just to see how I did against Kingpin compared to him.
I didn't do very well.
I died once because I was still trying to get the grip.
I didn't do very well. But as I progressed through it, I got a lot better. Now I rarely get touched. So
I still get touched because I make stupid mistakes.
Well, yeah. And now them adding in the new guys with the whips.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I'm at the point where they do the guys with the whips with the brutes, with the shooting guys. Like, it's a lot to mess with.
Yeah.
But I like it. I really do. I really think it's a very solid it's really a new IP. Technically, it is and it isn't. It obviously there's a bunch of different, not hundreds. There's a bunch of different Spider-Man games, but when it comes to this is a new IP, and I think Insomniac nailed it. I don't know of anything that could make it much better, other than adding in. We haven't beat the game, so maybe there is, but Green Goblin and throwing in the other villains and maybe throwing in. Wink, wink. Daredevil. That would be awesome.
I would love to see some more heroes. There are some mentions to them.
Yes.
And that kind of stuff.
I hear some strange things.
Oh, no. I really hope not. I really hope that's not playing on the stream. Because I'm trying to load up something else, and there are autoplay videos on websites.
Why?
And
why do you do that?
It's giving an ad for like some stupid show on Fox. But I'm pretty sure that for OBS, I have all desktop audio off.
That's good.
So I always run that way. But I was just trying to see some reviews for another game that is out this week.
Oh, yeah.
So,
is that a Lady Raider?
It is. It is good old Shadow the Tomb Raider is out this week on both consoles, not just one, like Rise last time. But the game is out this week, and I heard IGN gave it a review, and I don't know if they plagiarized it or anything like that. I don't think that they did because this was a review that got released last week, and obviously reviews haven't come out yet.
Right.
It seems like it's kind of getting some mixed reviews.
Here comes Meat.
What's up, Dog Meat?
Dog Meat.
GameSpot gave this game a 95. Wow. Level Up gave it a 90. GameBeat gave it a 87. And then it kind of drops from there. Washington Post gave it a 70. I didn't even know, Washington Post.
Yeah, I didn't know they were doing that.
Telegraph gave it a 40. I didn't know that Telegraph gave it anything. IGN gave it a 90. Which I said they gave it a 9, right?
Right.
So GameSpace, never heard of them, but gave it a 95. So some of the Digital Trends gave it a 90. Looking through here to see if there's anything else that is worth it. What's up?
Patty is messing with
is
Zook.
Is he
Zook's
booping
actually liking it. I was like, wait a minute. Anyways.
Games Radar gave it an 80. EGM gave it an 80.
Huh.
And then it's the mixed reviews start at the Washington Post and go down into Digital Spy, Guardian, GameSpot gave it a 60. I'm sorry, GameSpace gave it a 95. GameSpot gave it a 60. Making the journey to the Shadow of the Tomb Raider peaks is certainly certainly an attractive goal, but like the challenging terrain Laura needs to traverse, the path is getting rougher and more unpredictable. And then the worst review is from the Telegraph, and that's a 40. Overall, on Metacritic, it's got a 78.
That's wow.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It is really mixed. And then the user scores, there are 12 positive and 1 negative. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 0.
Why is 0?
The 0 says most overrated game I played. Graphics looks 2012. Mechanics 2. Laura has bleep character. Story is bad and the worst Tomb Raider I played.
Well, you don't English much, so I don't know if I take your opinion.
Well, I mean, it could just be that the way, like it reads fine, but just with a bunch of commas. But
right,
I'm looking forward to playing this holiday season because I can't afford to buy this now since I bought Spider-Man. I'm not regretting that decision because I did wait to play Rise of the Tomb Raider. I did get it on the Xbox One.
I still have to get Rise.
You do, and,
when it's not $30-some.
Now, here's my conundrum. I have the Tomb Raider remaster on the PS4,
right,
which was the better place to get it because when you do the graphics comparison, it actually looked better on the PS4. But I didn't want to wait for the PS4 version of Rise to come out because I got a pretty good, decent deal on a used Xbox One version, and I bought it, loved it, I liked it. Like if you like the first Tomb Raider reboot, you'll like the Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I assume that if you liked those two games, you're gonna like this,
right?
So
from what I've read and what you've told me, it is the perfect ending
that's
for
what
the
IGN
prequel.
said. It's a perfect ending to the prequel trilogy.
So that's, like I said, excluding the plagiarism from IGN, I kind of do somewhat follow their stuff. Like I said before.
Have you seen? Okay, so yeah, but like, I just got distracted by this Spider-Man image.
Okay, well,
have you seen? Well, see, we can do that now, can't we?
Yeah,
we can just fire this thing right up. So yes, I do plan on getting Tomb Raider. It is out this week, guys. If you want to go pick it up on Xbox One.
But you don't plan on getting it this week?
No, but I was telling like other people if they want to get that. So this is a bit of a spoiler, guys. Slight spoiler. This is a spoiler for a suit that you can get. You can get a classic art like comic book suit.
Okay.
Which is like it makes it look like it's a cartoon. So this is an image from the game that they used to sort of recreate the Spider-Man PS1 cover art.
Okay.
So here it is. It's coming up, buddy.
Well, I've got to wait.
You got to wait a few minutes.
My time anyways.
There you go. So I just loaded it up for you because it's zoomed in on him to show you the outfit. Then I'm going to save this one to save over that one to show you guys.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right.
You know what I wish, though? And this is just purely for a little bit, that they would make the entire world
look like that?
Look like that for, like, you could click it, and that's what the world would look like. So you're literally playing the animated series.
And it would be awesome. But I also I really dig the way that the world looks with this.
I think it's phenomenal.
But I also I just put the little recreation of the of the original thing and of course they did this. They got the photo in the photo mode, and then they took that into Photoshop and put logos and stuff on it. Really, really,
awesome.
really, really cool that they did that. Yeah, dude. So, moving on, I guess we're just going to move on right into. We got a few other things to talk about as far as like some news. You've never played this game, but Kingdoms of Amalur. Have you heard of that game?
I have not.
Okay, so Kingdoms of Amalur. It was a game that got released, I want to say, in like early 2012, because it was published by EA, and it was made by a smaller development company, and it's a partnership with Ari Salvatore and Todd McFarlane, I think. Anyway, EA had the rights. The game is a really underrated game. It's kind of like Dragon Age meets Skyrim meets other like kind of run around RPG hack and slash kind of thing, and you get to talk, and you have the little dialogue wheel.
Right.
Very, very Dragon Age-y, and then it has a kind of a bigger open world. Issue is with it It does have some pretty game-breaking bugs that never got patched because the development company went out of business.
Right.
The company, I don't remember the name, so please forgive me. They were based out east in the U.S. It was formed by a MLB baseball player, a Major League Baseball player, and he loved games. He wanted to play games, and he wanted to make games. And this is something that they created along with R.A. Salvatore.
Right.
And it came out, and it came out, and then they went out of business. Like it was so fast. So THQ Nordic got their hands on the IP. They bought it from EA. Now they can make a game in this universe now.
The question is what? Like, are we going to have a remake to test the waters? What are we going to do?
Well, as far like the game could be remastered, but that is still up to EA. They have to get permission first before they're allowed to put that out. And since EA sold it to them, I'm hoping that they just go, yeah, sure.
Whatever you want, it's yours. Go.
Right. I'm kind of hoping that it's kind of the same, along the same lines of when EA finally got the rights to the original Mass Effect.
Right.
From Microsoft. And then they were allowed to then put that out and re-release that. It got ported to the PS3 then. And, they were able to bundle that in with the trilogy. That way you can play the full trilogy on the PS3 instead of starting at 2 or whatever. Right. That's the only way to get a physical copy of Mass Effect 1 is in the U.S. is in the trilogy. You have to do that. Otherwise, you have to download it. And that's another series that needs to get remastered.
You and your Mass Effect.
You just shut up.
You would, if they redid it, you would play through the whole thing again at least 3 times.
Maybe.
At least 2, because you'd have to make a new Paragon. You'd have to make a new Renegade.
And have to make a new Fenship.
Yep.
Speaking of Fenship, do you remember that picture I showed you of Kobe Smulders?
Yeah.
A ship. Yeah, that looked pretty good.
Yeah, it did.
If they ever make a Mass Effect movie, she'd be perfect for Fenship.
Yes.
So there's a game coming out. Speaking of remasters.
Yeah.
Tales of Vesperia. This game was exclusive to the Xbox 360.
It was.
No longer. The Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition will be coming out to the Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch and PC.
Wow. On
January 11th. And it will serve as the 10th anniversary celebration of the classic entry.
I don't think I have that one over there. I don't see.
No, you got Lost Odyssey.
Right, and Blue Dragon, but I'm looking.
No, because Tales of Vesperia is still like $16.
You're right.
Used.
And I wanted the definitive edition. Basically, the definitive edition.
And it does come. There is a version that comes with a steelbook.
Yep.
And
Tales.
I mean, it is a great game. I need to actually finish it.
I've not played it, so I have.
It's a Tales game.
It's a Tales game,
and it's actually
every Tales game is pretty decent.
Well, and it's one of the higher rated ones,
right?
And it came out after Symphonia, and it was exclusive to a console that you wouldn't find a Japanese version or a Japanese RPG on. And that's what I like about collecting purposes for the 360 is going out and finding those really weird, random Japanese RPGs that they were trying to really appeal to the Japanese market with the system. And so we're gonna sign deals with the Sakaguchi from Square and have him make a couple games, and we're gonna get Tales. We're gonna get that game over here, only here.
Right.
And eventually, I guess Vesperia did go to the PS3, but only in Japan. And I went to PS3, and I think it had some extra content or something.
I'm sure.
But we never got it, and now I bet that extra content is in on this.
Oh, it had to be.
But yeah, January 11th for that. I'm pretty excited. Will I buy it again? I don't know. It's really going to depend on the look because really it's a Tales game and it looks anime-ish. That doesn't mean that the graphics aren't going to get an upgrade.
Right.
Or would it not be a cool game to buy on the Switch? It definitely would.
I think that it would be a Switch. It would be a really good game for the Switch.
So. But I already own it on the 360. I already own it. I'm pretty sure it is backwards compatible with the Xbox One because there's a lot of them are. Which, by the way, like I said to you, I haven't said this on the podcast. I got Game Pass and I downloaded Quantum Break. Haven't had a chance to play it. I'm gonna play it after Spider-Man, right? So I downloaded Quantum Break. It was like 40 or 50 gigs, and I downloaded some of the episodes, add-on TV show stuff.
Right.
And that was 70 gigs. But the Xbox One X definitive 4K version, the total is 170 gigs.
It's so big for a game. Man.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't have to. Like, I had this. I might have had the space because I did also download the whole season 1 of Hitman, which they're making a season 2 of, and I'm excited to play that because that got really good recommendations. But for Xbox One, you know, a while back you could get the original Mass Effect, and that was it.
Right.
And then they added 2 and 3, but then you couldn't get DLC. Now you can. 100% you can get all the DLC. If you already bought it, it's there. No, all you have to do is tell it to download it. That is freaking awesome.
That is awesome.
That is a service I wish we had on PS4 for PS3 games. That is something that the Xbox is doing fantastically. If you still have a huge library of 360 games and haven't upgraded to an Xbox One, there's a reason to. There really is. I mean, even if you're primarily gaming on a PS4, you know, and that's where you play your games and your multiplayer games, you know, 360s aren't going to last forever.
No.
So if you want to, so if you're a collector and you really want to hold on to that kind of stuff, it's worth it to eventually buy an Xbox One S at least, because it's going to be a newer console. It's going to play all that stuff, and it'll be smooth sailing. I'm very, very excited about that.
Yes.
There's one more remaster we have to talk about.
You're staring at me like you've kept this a secret for a minute.
No, I told you about it the other day.
Okay.
That one.
I gotta wait for it to come up.
So this game came out originally in 2004 on the Nintendo GameCube.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So during its pre-Tokyo Game Show, which was like the other day, event hosted by Sony, publisher Square Enix confirmed that Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition will be making a high-definition return to the Switch as well as PS4 early next year.
That'll be cool. I definitely want to get it on the Switch
Mm-hmm.
for mobility. And I'm wondering if they will allow us to connect to play and to control each character.
Funny you should say that. There is an announcement trailer for it, which I did not download.
Okay.
So, I mean, I could do it, and then we could watch it. Would you want me to do that?
It's up to you. We can. Run it.
Because, I mean, I'd have to try and figure out what the heck the thing is, because I forgot the name of the program. I've only used the program twice, but I found it.
What program?
It's a program that allows me to download videos. Shh.
Oh, that one. Shh. Okay, I'm shushing.
So yeah, Crystal Chronicles is a game that I remember when that came out. Definitely different. It was like especially when you had it's only 35 seconds long.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
Son of a gun. I thought it was going to be longer than that. All right, so it is now downloaded. Now I've got to go to this mode because I don't want to screw everything up over here. You know how this stuff goes.
Sure. I know nothing.
You don't know a damn
I don't
thing.
know a damn thing.
I've been learning all this stuff, and you've just been like, yeah, dude, I'm cool.
Right? Pretty much.
Yeah. So, guys, what we can start doing now is start watching live trailers or just, well, you know how it goes. Being able to, watch them live on Twitch or live on YouTube.
Right.
But unfortunately for the audio, folks, it's just not going to really work that way. I mean, you're not going to be able to see it, right? So, we have talked about potentially trying to limit that when possible, as far as like at the end of the show, like, you know, after we've already kind of like talked about what we're going to be talking about for the week.
Well, you want to just wait to the end? Or you're pretty much ready?
We could, but like...
We could add that in the end.
I mean, I kind of just got it, and...
You're already ready to go?
Kind of.
Let her rip.
Let her rip. Not yet. Because,
Because of what?
Because it's not showing up. Weird. Weird.
We just move on.
Yeah. That's probably best.
We'll touch base on it next week.
Maybe when we go to the live trailers portion of the show, because I already have everything kind of set up there for the two that we are going to watch.
Right.
While we're doing that, I'll see if I can get it, because when I went to go click on stuff there, it wasn't letting me click on like where that was, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like it like as far as that goes, it's like, yeah, it's not letting me click on the video sources from the studio.
So we're ready to move on, right?
We are ready to move on.
So the last bit that we have for this podcast would be the winner.
Well, okay, so we have a bracket for the greatest controller of all time.
Well, yeah, but today we announced the winner.
I just put the bracket up over our faces, and today's battle was the DualShock 4 versus the NES controller.
Yeah.
Modern versus retro.
Legitimately.
You have spoken and you have voted. So,
now, question before we throw a vote. Do they matter?
Well, our votes always matter.
Well, I mean, are they going to...
I'm wearing a PlayStation shirt today.
And I'm wearing a gamer thing shirt.
That has nothing to do with this.
It's Pac-Man, so yeah.
And I'm also wearing
OG
a NES.
I get it.
I did this on purpose. So
which one are you taking off?
We have the DualShock 4 versus the NES. So I got to get in here to my numbers.
See, that's why I looked at mine before, since I'm running the stream so that I can watch it.
What was your vote, sir?
PS4.
PS4. My vote was the NES.
So they don't matter.
The winner. And according to you, our listeners,
whoops,
the greatest controller of all time is... What's up, dog meat?
It's not dog meat.
The DualShock 4.
Really?
DualShock 4 takes the cake, is the winner.
Hooray.
Congratulations. Not at all how I saw that going from the beginning of the bracket. It is a great controller. It is the best PlayStation controller they've ever come out with.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, without a doubt, the best controller they've ever come out with. I was surprised that the NES went all the way. I was fully expecting the DualShock 4 and the 360 controller to go head-to-head.
That's what I thought, too.
The NES stomped the Xbox 360 controller.
It did.
So, that being said, congratulations to the DualShock 4. Thank you guys for voting and participating, each and every one of you.
Yes, thank you.
I will say this. The vote was almost double for the DualShock 4.
Wow.
Yes.
Hey, puppies.
So,
hey, puppies.
Congratulations is, in fact, needed for the DualShock 4. I am, like, on our Twitter, unfortunately, like, the most votes we got were in that first round.
Yeah. And
then it slowly died off. In Twitter, it was 100%. 100% vote.
Really?
And then on Facebook, I deleted the post that way you wouldn't see it. Last night.
Right after I said I was going to look.
Like, right after it ended, I screenshotted it so that way I would have it, and then I deleted it.
You would. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I am shocked. On Facebook, it was, if I remember, like 67% of the vote was for PS4.
Wow.
And we had a whole comment on there from Leroy Jenkins. Mr. Leroy Jenkins. He commented that, like, he loved the PS4 controller, but he's got to give it to the OG. And that's kind of why I did it. Like, that's kind of why I voted NES. It's like, I was torn. If you remember last week, I'm sitting there thinking, do I really think the PS4 controller is the best of all time? No.
But here's how I did mine. Which one feels better in my hand and to play? Plain and simple. And the PS4 is extremely comfortable. Obviously, I've logged a lot of hours with mine.
No kidding.
I've got 3 PS4 controllers up here and 2 downstairs.
I have 3 as well.
So I've logged quite a bit of hours. 2 of those controllers are almost rendered in-op because they've been just over time. One of them's one that we modified.
Is it?
Yeah, and then the other one obviously is the red one that we picked up, and I've actually not. Now I don't have a problem with the thumbsticks. They don't notice them anymore, or I'm used to correcting my thumb. But holding an NES controller, holding a PS4 controller, PS4 controller is superior in my opinion. In that specific battle.
Sure.
Now, if it was a 360 versus that, it'd have been hard. I probably would have swung 360.
Yes, the same here. I was just so surprised that the PS4, I was like, when it went, and I was like, man, I know there's some people who really love the Xbox One controller, and it stomped it.
Yeah, it did.
We actually got a comment on YouTube, like, there's no way that the 360 controller is better than the Xbox One controller, and I'm like, that's how they voted, man.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. I mean, they're not against each other. It's who they're up against. It's not saying that controller is superior over another controller. On the other side of the bracket, it is PS4 versus Xbox One, PS4.
And it's
and a lot of that is that more people have the PS4 controller in their hands versus an Xbox.
Right. And the thing is also is that I did everything randomly.
Right.
The whole bracket was completely random. I put everything, I listed everything out, and I did list random on this website, and it went blah, 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 and that's how I got the matchups.
Yep.
I didn't want to give controllers I liked more favor over one that I didn't like.
Because if it was us, the Wavebird would have rocked her all the way through, baby.
I mean, and same with the Switch Pro. I mean, I was actually surprised it went, like, it did get a bye, but it beat the GameCube.
Yeah.
And then it beat the DualShock 3.
Yeah.
It could not beat the 4. So, congrats is indeed given to the new lead dog on the streets.
At least here at Game Addicts.
Yeah, at least here. Maybe we'll do it again many episodes from now.
Yes.
We'll do 1,000. Episode 1,000.
We going to remember what controllers were out then?
Well,
you remember that one controller?
Well, I don't remember that one.
I don't either.
Well, I can tell you which one feels better because I can't see it anymore. That's a joke.
That's a truth joke right there.
That's a true joke with me having glaucoma. But so folks, one last thing I want to talk about. I was going to talk about it last week, but I kind of forgot. Polymega. Do you remember Polymega?
I do remember Polymega.
Good old
the
Polymega.
Module retro system.
Yes. So the Polymega is a system that's being put out. It was it Kickstarted or something.
Yeah, it was Kickstarted.
It was something along that lines, or it was either Kickstarted or it was Indiegogo. It was something like that.
Something
where they are. It's a retro console, and it supports. It's the first one to support CD games.
Yes.
And that's a big deal for me. It supports like PlayStation and a bunch of others. but there's you can also do what like just like Mike said, modulars. So what this works is that there are 4 modules that plug into the system. One for NES, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and TurboGrafx. And you're going to be able to put your own cartridge into it. And with it being modular and that one, like the stuff to run that emulator is in that module.
Now, here's the thing. It does not dump the ROM.
I believe it does dump the ROM. You can.
Well, I mean, to play it, you don't have to dump the ROM like other emulators do.
See, I thought it said it did.
Does it say you did? I don't know. I can't bring it
because
up.
you can also. Well, I mean, we are going to play the trailer after this. We're actually going to play the pre-order trailer because the pre-orders are doing very well.
Yes, they are way above expectations.
Yes,
and that is awesome for that company because I think this is a fantastic idea. Now, I just went and made a Retro Pi, so for me, I don't really need it. But the fact that it plays just the base system without any modules on it plays. Do you have it up? Okay, because I don't know off the top of my head. I know Saturn, PlayStation.
Saturn was the new one.
Yeah, that's the new one.
Saturn, Sega CD, PlayStation, and TurboGrafx CD.
Right, that's awesome. Now, granted, most of those we will never get our hands on.
Not in our area.
Not in our area.
But it's great for collectors.
Yes.
Because then, okay, so when you have a Sega CD or a Turbo CD, man, if you have that system and it breaks, you're pretty much SOL.
Yes.
And they're old. They're not reliable 20 years later.
Yeah.
25 years later.
And then try to find one for a decent price.
Try to find one, or 2, try to find parts.
Yes.
Man, so this is a great answer and something that they've been doing for the cartridge-based stuff for a while.
Right.
But now it's finally here with CDs. The pre-orders went up. At this point, I think it's been like either a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Don't take down the picture.
I won't.
Because I want to say something on it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the awesome things about this module system, if you look at it, since we have it up, you can plug your own controller into each modular. So literally, you are playing with almost as close as you're going to get in our era without owning the system. You're playing on the almost original hardware.
It's close.
It's as close as you can get.
It is emulation, but still, it is close.
It is very close. I mean, you get the same feel.
And you get that. And okay, so when you buy the system and it comes with a module, you can kind of pick your module or pick a bundle, and they do include a pretty good quality build plugged like a wired controller.
Yes.
They look really good, and
those they're very close.
Yes, and those actually have the menu button so you're going to want to use those.
Right.
But you can plug in your own Super Nintendo controller that you already have, or if you get the 8-bit those, I think they work too.
I believe it is Bluetooth.
As
long as or is that the one?
Well, you have to get the dongles and plug them into the things.
Okay.
So, like, if you have an 8-bit dough, if you went on and bought the $20 little dongle to plug into the SNES thing, it's good to go.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, the pre-orders, though. So, the pre-orders went up, and they have confirmed, that now, like, it says that current website status is that the site received over 400,000 hits yesterday, which is more than anticipated and brought down our server. That may have been a DDoS, legitimate customers, F5ing, or a combination thereof. And they've just crossed, and now this is on September 9th, so this is just like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
They just crossed 300,000 in pre-orders. In case people are seeing an older cached version in total on the rewards page. And the basic bundle for you to get the system in one module is sold out and that was $250. The other bundles are $450 and $600, and I assume that gives you more modules.
But the 600 one, I mean, if you are big collectors like we are,
mm-hmm.
and you're wanting to consolidate, and you will be able to stream for this because it's HDMI.
Yes.
So for someone that wants to play the original hardware, this is fantastic.
Yes.
But the $600 one, I wonder if it includes every single one of them.
I don't know. Well, hold on.
How much is each module? Does it say?
Do you know what I have?
What do you have?
I have a computer.
Yes, you do. That's
go
why
to
I'm
the-
asking you.
I can go to the website.
You're in control,
Come on.
and I can't use my phone.
No. Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. View bundles. So you have the deluxe. I'll open up each one to see what the difference is. How about
Okay, I'm looking at. I'm going over to the computer.
that? Okay, so the bundles, the compatible systems for this bundle, like what's included is the base unit, NES module, SNES, Genesis, and TurboGrafx. So that's the 4. It gives you all 4 of them.
That's all 4 of them. Yeah.
Base units with wireless controller. So I guess they are a wireless controller.
Well, the base system. one is.
Okay. So
So
that's
the
right.
base system
you have
has
the
its
dual-
own controller.
You have the dual stick controller for the base system, and you have the
Yep.
retro controllers for the other one. Yes, you are correct. So what's the other one? So that one is the 450 one.
Oh, wow, that's a great price for
Item
all
will-
that.
Item will be released on April Fool's Day, April 1st of 2019. That is probably a placeholder date for
Yeah.
the time. So what does this one give you? For the ultimate one, it gives you base unit, NES, SNES, Genesis, TurboGrafx. What else you get? Do you get the controllers?
Yeah, go down.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, see right there it says.
Oh yes. For each module, then you get a controller.
Right.
So then,
So the original one only includes the modules, and then the second bundle
the
for
600, you get each controller.
controller,
That is cool.
which is awesome because they've redesigned each controller,
Yes,
but they're extremely similar to the original.
they did it without breaking any copyrights on them. Like
Yeah,
the
no
NES one,
infringements.
the NES one that has the buttons a little offset. The SNES one looks really close. 6-button Genesis looks really close, and the TurboGrafx one looks pretty close. Dude, like this, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until this comes out, just like I did with the Retron 5, and decided not to get one.
Yeah, good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna wait, see what it comes out, see what people say about it, and then I might actually buy one because it's, even if it's just for the CD based stuff, I've always wanted to kind of buy some Saturn or Sega CD stuff,
right.
and I don't see too much of it. But they had that Lunar Silver Star in there for ages, and nobody bought it. I could have bought that.
They've had a lot of Saturn. Every time I've been in there's been a lot more Saturn, and they're starting to become the games that you're looking for, not sports.
One thing I will say that on this computer that I have, I don't have Chrome on here yet for whatever reason. It came stock with Microsoft Edge.
Sure.
However, because it's working kind of just fine, and I haven't really done anything, like, it's pretty chromy. But when I typed in Polymega into Bing, because that's the default search engine for Microsoft, our thumbnail is on the 5th row for episode 34, Atari Polymega Box.
It's awesome.
And that's why that episode on YouTube has so many hits
Yes,
compared to, the other ones.
which we've drastically upgraded from that.
You know what? It's awesome because we're back to doing video content again. Does this light bug you too much? Or are you not even looking at it?
It's okay.
Okay. Because I'm going to put a few more bulbs in there. And what I thought about doing, hold on. I thought about putting one light with their umbrella in it over there, like facing, like it's over there. So like you're going to be like this, and over here you're not even going to really notice it.
Right.
But that way, because here on the screen, as you can see on your side, it's just a little bit darker.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to even that out a little bit.
Well, yeah, and I'll have to take down my poster, or at least take the plastic off my posters here because they're real shiny. Yeah.
Good old shiny. So we're going to watch some trailers.
Yeah, so we're going to let everyone know what's going on.
So what we're going to do is that we waited to the end of the show to watch these trailers, so that way any of you guys out there in the audio world, you guys can dip out if you want. You guys can't watch these, you can hear them. But we're going to sit here and kind of watch these, and,
We're going to test some stuff out.
Yeah, we're going to test some stuff out for the stream. If you guys are listening on your podcast service, wherever you are around the globe, thank you so much. You guys can dip out right now. You guys know all this spiel. The whole. I'm not going to repeat it. I'll say it after the trailers. What? Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for following and subscribing wherever you are. But now, I'm going to knock it over to this screen. And so this screen is a screen that we have.
Patty misses Tyler.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. I see Tyler's watching, so.
Oh, is Tyler watching?
He was.
Oh, well. Hey, Tyler. It's good to see you.
He may not be anymore. I know Seek was watching for a while.
Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm.
Seek and Tyler, thank you so much.
And the Destroyer. Is that Blaine?
The Destroyer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird how it pops up because you have their names pop up.
Those are recent followers, yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, then maybe that was just the following.
Red Panda King 21, thank you for following. Seek and Destroy, thank you for following.
Maybe they
a long
weren't
time
viewing.
Ago.
Maybe it's just rolling up.
It is.
So
Three Leaf. That's my cousin's account. Finnegan McNasty. That's our buddy Tyler.
That's Tyler.
So
nasty with
all right.
you.
So please bear with me here, folks.
So am I going to watch it here?
If you want, but it'll just be kind of.
If I do that, I'm going to turn it up to where I can hear it.
It'll be picked up on your microphone, and the audio sync will be off.
I don't have any.
These are things you've already seen,
okay.
other than the Crystal Chronicles thing,
right?
And that's probably just going to be probably just
probably what a closing.
Well, it's probably just going to be some music with some text. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna watch it on here so that I can see
All right,
what it is.
so we're going to try and load up the Polymega one first. There it is. It's playing. So.
Since we officially put out.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you guys can see this.
Yeah.
So.
I just want to do it.
So, I mean, yeah, it's introduction. If you see these cartridges,
I'm still on the side. There we go.
Neo Geo sequence.
Yeah, Neo Geo.
And that's good. It's pretty cool. Each module includes that is a module controller, 5 preload games.
I mean, you know what it is for Sega.
Well, and I don't know if they've teamed up with them or if they just...
That's the question because
for installing and playing games. So you can install games.
I thought that it played it right off of it.
Polymega will launch it. That's the end of it.
It says installing and playing games.
And announcing. Dun, 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 dun. This is the announce trailer for the Sega Saturn.
That's still awesome, though.
Dude, that's a big deal.
And to me, that's a pretty big deal.
Available day one. It'll be. So who knows? We might even get, 3DO anyway eventually too.
Yeah.
It may be possible.
It looks awesome. So I'm wondering, on the stats on this, do you put in a SD card for your memory? Can you take the game, dump the ROM, keep the ROM, and run it without having to plug it in again?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if it's going to work like the Retron 5 in that respect.
Well, I don't know if you could
Well, because the Retron 5, whenever you put the game in, it dumped it to the system. And
immediately,
then, yeah, and it did it, and you had to do it every single time. It just dumped it. And then it would like put it back on or put the save back on because your save would stay on your cartridge, right?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
Mine didn't work very long.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I'm not really too sure how that's going to work, but I do like how you can install your CD games. That's kind of cool because they showed Lords of Thunder from the Sega CD, or something like that, or Neo Geo CD, whatever it was, getting installed. That is awesome because especially if you like CDs and you don't want to get them used. If you don't want to get them wore out or scratched, or potentially, that's awesome, and I'm a really big fan of that. So, yeah, dude, Polymega, I'm excited to see how that does and how that goes about. There's one thing that I did see that I wasn't prepared to bring it up because I just remembered it when you said this. So there is a thing that is for sale, and then I think it's overseas right now, but you can get it. I mean, it works here. We're free to be able to play your cartridge games on your SNES Classic.
Huh.
It is almost bigger than it and about a little bit lighter, and it plugs in via the USB into the SNES Classic, and you have to load some sort of program via the USB into the cartridge. Like, because there's a cartridge thing, and then there's a USB thing. And it has to install something into the SNES Classic. You can still access your library on your SNES Classic, and then it runs the SNES emulation in it. When you put the thing in, it kind of dumps the ROM.
Right.
But like, it plays Super Nintendo and also plays Super Famicom. But it'll also work with the NES Classic too.
Huh.
And it's kind of cool for those that have that. With if you already have an SNES Classic and you have a bunch of games and you don't want to mod it to fill it up with shit, and you want to use your own cartridges that you already have, that's a pretty decent way to go. So we are going to now watch another trailer, guys. This is like a remake trailer. This is a
fan-made remake trailer.
Fan-made remake trailer,
which looks freaking amazing.
It does. And what I'm trying to do right now. Oh, don't play. Okay. Whew, that was close.
Paddle.
I'm trying to find.
I know.
The name of the YouTube channel that did this because I definitely want to say it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Give props where props is due.
Well, yes, exactly. And Metal Gear Solid. It's a Metal Gear Solid intro video.
Where you're like just going on and not saying what it is.
As I went to go type it myself, and this is on the YouTube channel Warp Gazer, WARPGAZER. So if you made this, cool. If you just reposted it,
in the thing it says who made it.
Yes.
And
I showed this to you.
Special thanks to.
Yes, I showed this to you right before we started.
Yes,
that way you didn't really have to watch it again.
Right.
This is really badass. It uses the original audio from Metal Gear Solid, so we're probably going to get knocked on that like I've been getting knocked for MGS stuff. Hopefully not. But here it is, guys. This trailer is the opening 4K. Well, we're not streaming in 4K, but you know what I mean. New graphics, everything for MGS.
Yes, we know, Duke.
So we're starting off with the new Konami logo. And the old Konami Computer Entertainment Japan logo. One thing I want to note here is that when it says a Hideo Kojima game, it does a little streak down like from Death Stranding.
Yep. I know, buddy. I'm now on the Konami Japan. Yeah.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by Next Generation Special Forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the
I love
government
this game.
turn over the remains of
Metal Gear
Big Boss. And they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
At the
Right.
end.
Hit the fuse.
Fucking
You'll have 2 mission objectives.
this game.
First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the
and
president of Arms Tech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike. You can stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then
We'll launch a one-man SDV.
Here's my thing.
After the SDV gets
Have
as
to make it
close
third
as it
person.
can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim.
Throw in a first person. Press first person. Because I hate it. Because the game in first person.
High-tech Special Forces Unit
do
Foxhound,
what they did already.
your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
Where things
they're
are
still
not where you
around.
remember
There
them,
are
so
6
that you
members
have
of
to.
Foxhound involved in
You
this
still get a new
terrorist activity.
experience in something old.
Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter.
Right.
Decoy
you would. You'd
Octopus,
make it
master
3D. It'd
disguise.
definitely be looking like
Vulcan Raven, giant
But-
and shaman.
you would take the time.
And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation.
You'd have all your knobs, like
and a
in the
formidable
middle of
gunfighter.
the
And
Psycho
finally,
Mantis fight.
in charge of the
Please insert
Foxhound Squad
your
leader,
dual shock
Liquid
controller.
Snake.
Liquid Snake. I don't know what kind of accent that was. I know what you're going for.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man
Yeah.
infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment
That's
OSP?
it.
Yes, this is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Rumble.
Dude, this is just awesome.
It is an awesome.
I absolutely love this. Like, it made me so excited.
This is doable. And he proved it. This is
And then
doable.
like we did the whole start screen, you know. Fantastic. Uranus bros down. So I'm gonna see if I can't get the, no, it's playing it again. Sorry, folks. Sorry, nope, wrong one. I accidentally hit the go away thing on the wrong one. So if you guys got like ear penetrated with so many noises, I do apologize. So guys, this is gonna be sort of like on the fly. So when I am going to end up muting this because I don't even know if it's. Oh wait, it's right there. So maybe I want this to be right there. So I'm going to do this. There it is. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. So I'm going to have to do quick and then.
I think it's funny randomly in the video. You see me put my arm up, like
Yeah.
suspended in the air, but I'm really petting dog
So
meat.
that is playing. This is playing now. The
Crystal.
Crystal Chronicles over everything else because I
Didn't resize it in.
didn't prep for it. You know what? Screw it. There we go. So if I do this, then I need to be really quick about it. Boom, and then boom. So
As the miasma creeps across the land, the people cling to the crystals for safety. Now a caravan of explorers ventures forth in search of hope.
世界から正気を消そうとしてたのさ。
ミロラの雫を集める旅は自分だけの旅とは違う。
Embark once more on an epic journey through a vast world in search of drops of myrrh
Got to the point where
in
you
Final
restarted it.
Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition.
okay, it's over.
I had to pull it up so I can fucking read it.
Sorry.
And it's not your fault. Because it is all in Japanese. Other than, yep, there it is. Multiplayer around the world. Yeah.
You're excited now, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. We'll have to get that.
Yes, we will. It said PS4 and Switch, right?
Yep.
Switch it is.
Yep. Looks like I'm getting the. Oh, by the way, as of tomorrow, if you're watching this live right now, or today, if you're listening to this on podcast on Thursday, September 13th, there is a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. So, if you're listening to this, it's happening. Or has happened.
It is happening soonish. So go check that out. They're going to be talking about the new online service, which we'll have to need to be able to play that on Switch. So
that's fine with me.
Yep.
For the price that they're slanging, I can slang.
But they're slanging.
They're slanging.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Game Addicts Podcast. I've been Brando. He's been Mike. And be sure to check out all of the great stuff that we have for you guys to enjoy on the podcast at GameAddictsPodcast.com. We're also Game Addicts Play on Twitch, where I'm streaming some games and this podcast right now every single Wednesday. Varied start time, but, we're here. We go live. You guys get a notification if you guys follow. Be sure to do that. Also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook, Game Addicts Play there, and on Instagram as well. We're active. We're posting stuff on all of those, and be sure to keep up with what we're doing and what we're streaming and what we're playing and what we're talking about here on the podcast. So, with that being said, big old mouthful.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week here on the show. I've been Brando.
And I've been Mike.
Game on, guys. Have a good one. Peace.